I'm gonna apply another coat, then we're gonna let this sit for 24 hours. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on this program. Today, we're gonna test trim restorers. I'm going to be performing 3 tests today, and we have a perfect vehicle for that. We call it Crusty because it's been through a lot, as you'll see later in the video. I'm going to section off the bumper in the front and the back into 4 different parts. One of the parts is going to be controlled, the other 3 we're going to have each product applied to it. I'm going to let it sit overnight, then I'm going to come back and compare the results, see what restored the trim the best of these 3 products, and then compare it as well to the control. Then what I'm going to do next is pour some water across each section to see how well the water beads up. Then what I'm going to do after that is pour some dirt, grime, and dust all over each section, pour some more water in to see if it beads up, and then take a terry cloth and do a same amount of even wipes across each section. Then I'm going to compare the results of all the products and the control to see which one repelled dust, dirt, and grime the best. Now the first product we have here is Mother's Back to Black. Now we got this off Amazon. It's a trim and plastic restorer. Easy one-step coating, just spray and walk away. Now this is made in the USA. Price was $10.48, which breaks down to $1.05 per ounce. Next up, Chemical Guys VRP, vinyl, rubber, and plastic protectant. Super shine UV protection, dry to the touch, repels dirt and water. We're going to test that. Long-lasting protection. Now we got this off Amazon. It cost $11.97, which breaks down to 75 cents per ounce. This is made in the USA, specifically in the great state of California. The last one up to bat that we're going to test today is by Cerakote, ceramic coatings. This is a trim coat restoration kit. Easy to apply coating. Doesn't come in a fluid spray can form. It comes in 10 extra large wipes. Showroom new results in minutes. And we're going to test that. Now this was purchased off Amazon. It was the most expensive, but it claims to do the best job of the 3 altogether. The cost was $16.88. Again, it's not sold in liquid form, but on wipes already applied. 10 extra large wipes to be exact, which breaks down to $1.69 per sheet. And this is made in the USA. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and apply the Back to Black from Mother's. It says hold can 5 to 6 inches from surface and spray a thin layer directly onto surface in an overlapping sweeping motion. It says with a soft, clean microfiber or terry cloth towel, thoroughly buff all surrounding surfaces dry of any overspray before moving on to the next area. Heavily stained or soiled areas may require a second coat. If needed, apply additional applications when the first coat is dry to the touch, approximately 15 minutes. Allow 24 hours of cure time for maximum durability and protection. I'm going to go ahead and take this terry cloth and wipe off. I'm going to apply another coat, then we're going to let this sit for 24 hours and come back and look at the results. Okay, again, next up I got the Chemical Guys VRP. Now this is not the restorer, but it is a restorer protectant. I'm going to go ahead and apply this on the second part of the bumper. Now the difference with this product versus the last one, this is in a gel form. The other one was a spray, and this one has no restrictions on waiting a certain amount of time to reapplying. So it says shake well and then spread with a foam or microfiber applicator pad. I got a microfiber towel right here, and I'm going to work it into the surface here, and then I'm going to wipe any excess off if desired. And again, there's no wait time for reapplying, so we'll see how it goes and probably reapply second or third time. So let me go ahead and shake it up. Let's go ahead. It's got a nice smell to it. Products, I think. Go ahead and work it in there in the middle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let this sit 24 hours just like the other one. We're going to come back tomorrow and check out the results. So let's go ahead and apply one of these wipes. And wipe it down. Oh, this stuff is really strong. You can smell that. It doesn't have a pleasant smell like the other 2, but that doesn't matter at all. It's about the results with this product. So let's go ahead, wipe it. Oh wow, this stuff already seems like it's really good. Yeah, it's got a strong WD-40 smell to it. Let's go ahead and get the other side. Wow, this is good. Yeah, this stuff is definitely needed for gloves. Doesn't say anything about wiping excess off. Let me double check. to make sure. Doesn't say anything about wiping off. This is a permanent product intended to restore faded, untreated, unpainted exterior trim, not for use on interior trim, new trim, or plastic window trim. So again, that's the Cerakote applied to this part. Again, back to the three products. We have the Mother's Back in Black here. We have the Chemical Guys VRP right here, and the Cerakote ceramic right here. It's all been applied as the following directions thoroughly. Now we're just going to let it sit 24 hours and we're going to check back tomorrow to see what the results are. But from there, we're going to get to the real testing, applying dirt, see what repels dirt the most, UV protection, and we'll get some water on there and see how it beads up. Then we'll clean it with some degreaser and then apply more water to see if the degreaser got rid of any of the qualities and see how the water still beads up. So it's been 24 hours since we applied each of the three products to each section of this beat up vehicle. Now, the first product we applied, we've let it sit for 24 hours. It's been sitting in the garage, so it's nice and cool. Again, this was clean. The surface was clean with Dawn dish soap before we applied any of the product, just to make sure everything was cleaned off. So, the first section right here, we used the Mother's Back to Black. Now, it's only been a day, and if you look at the previous results, it is shinier. It's brought out some more of the black in it, but it doesn't look like too much big of a difference. But we're going to do some other tests here in a little bit, but it looks a little better than it did yesterday. So this was the Mother's Back to Black. Now here was the Chemical Guys VRP, the vinyl, rubber, and plastic. It is a restore, but it didn't specifically say it was for restoring. But here you can compare it to the results before applying it. It doesn't look like it did do too much to it. Now this is pretty beat up. It does feel a little more slicker, but again, this was the Chemical Guys VRP, vinyl, rubber, and plastic. And then right here is where we use Cerakote, the ceramic wipes. It came in a wipe form. You can definitely tell there is some smudge. Maybe I didn't clear it off all the way, but there's more of a shine to this than the others. And it seems like it did bring out the color more. So that's that. But what we're gonna do next, I'm gonna pour some water to see actually the beading quality here. This is the fun part, man. Okay, as you can see, I didn't use a hose. I just doused a whole cup of water onto each area, each sectioned off. And as you can see here, the Mother's Back to Black, it seems this beads up really well. You have this ridge right here that actually prevents that from beading. But you can see, yeah, the Mother's Back to Black does a really great job. But this is only after 24 hours. So as you can see, it's beading very well. When we move on over here to the Chemical Guys VRP, it is beading a little bit here, but it seems to be sheeting a lot more. So comparing it to the Mother's definitely is a much better beading quality, but it does bead up a little bit here, but it does sheet up there. Now for the last one, for the Cerakote ceramic coat, everything seemed to bead off and just come right on the ground. And you can see over here all the beads. This one did pretty well too, but it did sheet up here. So when comparing all three, it looks like Mother's beaded up a little better. See how it beads there? This stuff doesn't bead, but that stuff beads. So again, here's the Mother's, it beads up pretty well, especially compared to the Chemical Guys VRP. It beads okay here, but not well at all. And then here we go, with the Cerakote ceramic coat, right here. This one beads pretty well. There we have the front of the same vehicle. We just got done finished showing the back of it, which I coated yesterday. I did use the same three products on the front as well. We just didn't show the coating of it, it showed the back. This has sat for 24 hours as well. The difference with the front, what we did here, is right here, there's no product right here. Same thing when you start from this headlight over, there's no product. So since I'm here, we'll start here. Now, on this side, we use the Cerakote, the ceramic wipes. As you can see, I ran out of tape, but we stopped right here. So from here to here, you could see the shine definitely it brought out compared to an area that was non-treated. So comparing the non-treated to the area that was treated with the Cerakote, you could tell there's a big difference there. Moving over to the left, we use the Chemical Guys VRP right here, and when you compare it to this, or the Control, which has no product added to it, you can see it does bring the shine out as well. These are both slicker. This feels a little slicker. And you go down here. So this was the Chemical Guys vinyl, rubber, and plastic. And then for this, we did the Mother's Back to Black. It was applied here with the sweeping motion, just like in the back. And then when you compare it to this, or this, but you can see there's a difference as well. So again, no product was placed here, no product was placed from here on, but we used the Mother's Back to Black, Chemical Guys VRP, and the Cerakote ceramic right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do another water test to see what beads up. And of course, the difference with the back, there's no Control with no product. So we'll pour the water in both spots here. Due to being inside a garage facility, unfortunately I don't have access to a hose, nor would it be wise to spray a hose all over these vehicles. So let me go ahead and get the show on the road. Comes right off, slick right away. Sheets, no beads. Again, this has not been treated. There are a few beads, but as you saw, it did sheet right off. Same thing, especially this side. Like, as you can tell, it just, so here, no product was placed here. Maybe some of them I should have strip washed before, I don't know, but nothing was placed here, but it does bead a little, but as you saw in the footage, it sheets right off. Now when we move over to here, Mother's Back to Black was put there. You saw in the video, it didn't sheet off right away. It beads pretty well into here. So you could tell that difference here. I mean, this beads a little bit. I don't think any residue from the spray got into here, but as you can see, these beads well down here. Now this in the middle is the Chemical Guys VRP. That actually does worse than the non-treated spot. It just sleeks right off. But it does bead down there. And last but not least, the ceramic wipes, the Cerakote, beads pretty well. And if you saw in the footage, it didn't sheet right off, and it beads pretty darn well. And then here's the non-treated area from here to here, and it, as you saw in the footage, it came right off. So in comparing all of them together, of course the control have no products. Mother's Back to Black looks like it did the best here. And then next I would go with the Cerakote, but the Chemical Guys didn't beat at all. Okay, back in the back of this, we're gonna do now, simulate it getting dirty. Now, I'm not gonna drive this vehicle out on a dirt road because I don't have a dirt road that close to me here. Being in Orange County, we do have a lot of dirt roads, but not one close to me. So what I'm gonna do is pour some dirt on here, because according to each one of these products, it should repel dirt. So of course, some's gonna stick, and let's go ahead and pour it and see what the results look like. Okay, so you see, we got some dirt on here. I poured some straight dirt, but let me wipe it off. Okay, so after pouring on some dirt to simulate some dust, I wiped off the excessive chunks of dirt here. So let's see which repelled the best. It might be hard to tell with the naked eye, but that's why we got this camera right here. So after wiping off, let me give it a few more wipes just to be even here. One thorough wipe. Okay, so let's take a look. The Mother's Back to Black. Seems like there's still a lot of dust left. I repelled a lot of it, not a lot of it, but there seems to be a good amount still. Now moving on to the Chemical Guys. Chemical Guys VRP seems like it did a better job. It's completely a better job than its other tests we perform on it. Doesn't seem to repel as much. Well, it seems to repel more than the Mother's Back to Black, but it might be hard to really determine with the naked eye. So we're gonna go back and look at the footage to see that. But so far, it looks like Chemical Guys did a slightly better job than Mother's Back to Black. Now let's look at the ceramic. Oh, and this seemed to do a really well job too. Now that just got in the back. Couldn't reach in there, so I wiped that off, so it won't count. So again, this did a really good job, just like the Chemical Guys. It looks pretty similar. Oh wow, it's really all hard, close to tell with the naked eye. Looks like they're could be even here, really close, but they are slightly better than the Mothers. Okay everybody, welcome to the segment where we go over the total results of each one of these products. So here we go, Back to Black. Now, let it sit for 24 hours, I gave it an 8. As a Chemical Guys VRP, to be fair, it's vinyl, rubber, plastic. It's not the specific restore, but it does claim it does restore. After reviewing the results, I gave it a 5. Now with the Cerakote, it was pretty close between the two, Mother's Back to Black and Cerakote, but the Cerakote I gave it a 9 overall. It did give a better shine, and after a couple days, comparing the two, the Cerakote still has a better shine. So I gave this a 9 for the restore. Again, Mother's Back to Black, I gave this an 8 for the restore shine. Gave the Chemical Guys VRP a 5 for the restore shine. Give the Cerakote a 9 because it made it look really nice. Now, when it comes to the water beading test, which I performed a few times, Mother's Back to Black gets a 9. Chemical Guys VRP gets a 5. Cerakote, the ceramic wipes, gets an 8. And the last test, the dust repel. Okay, as far as dirt repel, Mother's Back to Black gets an 8. Chemical Guys VRP gets a 9. Cerakote ceramic wipes gets an 8. Okay, so the final results with all the tests put together, Cerakote's the winner with the 9. Mother's Back to Black is the second place with an 8. And the Chemical Guys VRP is in third place with a 6. We're not affiliated with any of these companies, do not make any money whatsoever. I'm just very curious to test what these products claim they can do on their box. Join us next week. Have a great one, everyone.